Hello? Okay. There's always audio issues. Every time I live stream, something different. Every time. It's so frustrating. I should be fine now. Let me know if you still can't hear me. You wouldn't have been able to hear that if I said that you can't hear me. Well, hopefully it works now. There's always something to do with audio that doesn't work. Right, so as I was saying, we're at Montreal today, the Canadian Grand Prix circuit. I hope audio is working now. Okay, cool, that's good to hear. Quali starts in about 10 minutes. We're going to get a driver's briefing in a couple minutes too. So yeah, as I was saying before when you couldn't hear me, before driving this track I was actually really looking forward to it. And then I drove the track with these cars and now I hate it. This track's got very, very low grip. So you have to be super gentle with the throttle. Particularly off the start line. When the lights go out, you can't just hammer it, you have to be very gentle with the throttle or you're going to get wheel spin. Alright, so I have to hopefully put a good quali lap together, which is going to be difficult because there are walls right next to the track. Which, if you scrape at all, if you get a 1 or 0x warning, that will be the lap invalid. And yeah, I'll have to go out again. You get 3 attempts in qualifying in 8 minutes. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have a very low turnout today. It just seems to be going that way. It's not nice. We've had a lot of people sign up to the series, and not even a quarter of them are even turning up. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this track would probably be a little bit more fun with an open wheeler, but I've not driven an open wheeler around here, so I can't really make that comment. My only experience is these cars, and it's really difficult. You can really ramp this curb, and this one. Yeah, very difficult to pull off a nice lap. It's got a very strange first couple corners. You got to pull over here, and you got a very tight second turn. This is a very slow lap so far. Wow, I lost 3/10. Okay. Didn't carry enough speed through there. The back feels very loose right now. I almost feel more confident trying to qualify and... Yeah, there we go. No, this lap's over. I almost feel more confident trying to do qualifying on my race fuel. It's probably actually a good idea. Because it'll provide more stability and I'll do the same lap times. I don't know. Oh, there it is. I can hear a car, but I don't see it. Oh, yep. He's not the only one who's done that so far. I did that just before coming live. Everyone's locking up. There's just such little grip on this track. Can't take the hairpin at all. The hairpin is tricky. It's one of the tightest corners you're going to find, and at least in the calendar that we're racing on this season. And this corner here, if you go a little bit too much over that curb, you're going to get a 2-second slowdown penalty, which ultimately costs you about 3 to 5 seconds trying to get rid of it. It's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, here's that hairpin. Have to slow right down. And you can't hammer the throttle or you're going to get wheel spin. Even then, rear wasn't too stable. Cool, so we're probably going to get driver's briefing in a couple minutes. Down to third, let's ramp over these curbs. And I've absolutely destroyed it. The thing is, you have to use those curbs to go fast, but it's not easy to do it. Okay, we've got driver's briefing now. It's supposed to be now. Ah, it doesn't turn. No. I'm going to probably qualify on my race fuel, honestly. I don't feel confidence at all on this qualifying fuel load. It's not stable at all.
Welcome on, guys, to round 6 of the V8. So tonight, again, because there's a
Hey Josh.
small number of you,
How you doing?
there will be only one heat, which will be 12 laps, or 20 minutes, whichever comes first, which will then lead into the 5 minutes warm-up, and then after that, the 27 lap or 45-minute race for the feature. I'm pretty sure you guys know the drill by now in terms of format and rules regarding blue flags and that sort of thing. So if you guys don't have any questions,
That felt 100 times better going through that corner on racing fuel.
It doesn't seem to have a white penalty place, it is way too quick.
look, maybe if I
Wait, what did they
if I
say?
receive a bribe or two, not ruling that out. If anyone's willing to cough up.
Oh, nearly going into the grass. I'll just get around this corner and I'll try catch up with the comments. On F1 2020, the curbs are very flat, so you can carry so much speed. Yeah, I don't think the F1 tracks are laser scanned, so I think they'll be a little bit different from this one. Oh, sweet. I hope your day is good, Josh. Oh, you have to be so careful through there. Thanks, meatbag. Enjoy your dinner, blood. That is a tricky corner. Simple as it looks, it's not. Hey JR, how you doing? Oh, I cut that corner way too much. And yeah, I've clipped the wall. Oh well. I still feel way more confident on race fuel than I am on quali fuel. What I might do is just drop the fuel a little bit. Only a little bit. I'm gonna run my heat race fuel. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh no, that's. I just want the stability, because that gets you lap times around here. I'm just gonna drop 15. No, because okay, I'm gonna drop. It's about 15 liters. Lower the rear by 1. To counter for that. Okay, I think we're good to go. You just started Donington on ACC with the track guide. Oh, I'm glad that the track guide's still helping you out. Hopefully there's no major changes on the tracks or many physics updates in ACC to make the track guides useless, because some of those lap guides are from when ACC came out, like Hungaroring I think was the first one I did, and that's super old, so hopefully that one still holds up alright. Yeah, Dad's doing okay. He's been doing a league in the GT3s. He won't be able to do this weekend because we're going away. We're going to be away next week, and I don't have a race next week, so I'll be fortunate enough to go away without missing a race. Hello, Hayden. Right, so we've got about... How long is it? Oh, we've still got another 5 minutes until qualifying. So I'm just going to go drive a little bit more. Gosh, the wheels spin so easy on this track. There is no grip on this track at all. Yeah, so this corner looks like you can take a lot of curb, but if you do, you get a 1x, so can't do that. You have to be so soft on the throttle almost everywhere in this car. This corner as well, sometimes it catches you out. You think you can get your foot down and the rear sticks out. It's going to be important to control during the race. You don't want to put it in the wall at any point. Which I'll probably do at some point, because it's so difficult. I'm not sure how many people we have here today, but I think it's less than 20. Which I wish was a little bit more. This doesn't feel too bad. Yeah, I'll probably just qualify on whatever I got right now. It'll do. No. See, if you don't get it right, you lose a lot of time. Just like that. No, I've taken way too slow through there. So difficult. Right. How's the rest of the lap gonna be? Ooh, not amazing. Oh, I've got too wide. I mean, the track is about 2 degrees hotter than it was, 2 to 3 degrees hotter than it was when I put my best lap in, so I will be a little bit slower. Any more of that right hand, I got a bit sideways. Any more of that right hand curve before and I would have got to slow down. I lost about 2 to 3 tenths in that one hairpin alone. That's so hard to do this track. That's all I'm going to say now. I need to just move on and focus for quali, which is in a couple minutes. Felt a little better. That was pretty good. I equaled my best exit out of that corner. Still not fantastic through there. I felt like I scraped the wall, but I didn't get a 0x. Oh, I missed the corner. Alright, that'll be lap over. I think I'll just wait until qualifying starts now. Right, you've been in an open wheeler. It's crazy going through the wall of champions. Yeah, I've hit the wall a few times in practice. Now I have to do everything I can to not hit it, especially in qualifying. Because if you get 1 0x, that is your lap invalid. Yeah, there is a very low turnout today. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I thought there was 15. Did somebody leave? That's a terrible turnout. That's a bit disappointing because we've had over 60 people sign up for this league. Hopefully they will start turning up for these last couple of races. Because this is round 6, isn't it? So we've got 2 more rounds after this, which will be Road America next, and then Bathurst after that. I'm not a huge fan of Road America, but I've not really driven it all that much, so I guess I'll probably learn to love it a bit more the more I drive it. Okay, qualifying now. It's alright, JR. I watched a bit of your race, and the fact that you didn't get much practice on that track was pretty awesome, and you got a pretty good result from that. So well done. Ooh, qualifying time. You've recently converted to PC. iRacing, it's good for, it's probably the best there is for multiplayer. You're always going to find a race, or at least I think you'll pretty much always find a race to do on iRacing online. they recently introduced iRacing, so if that's your thing, there's some of that as well. Yeah, it depends what you really want. I mean, iRacing has a good amount of content. It's got quite a lot of tracks, but the biggest thing is that it costs a lot. Like, you have to buy every car and every track, and they range between $11 to $15 USD per piece. So, yeah, I don't know. It's really expensive, but if you're really into your racing, and especially online racing, then yeah, it's probably worth it. And you can also do special endurance events, like up to 24 hours, which are great fun to do if you got a team together. And yeah, I remember hearing you say it was like your second race or your first race at Imola, JR. So again, your pace was pretty good around there for such little practice. Alright, I'm just going to quickly try to do my quali. I'm going to have to concentrate because it's a very difficult lap. It's alright so far. Oh, I missed the apex. Oh, I lost a bit of time there. No. That was a very iffy corner. The rest of the lap's been alright though, so just keep going. Hopefully get the last chicane right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That felt bad. It wasn't the worst I've done, but it did not feel good. Alright, what's the time going to be? 36.8. Actually, for that temperature, that's actually not bad. 41 degree track, that's a lot hotter than it was before. And I'm going to go out there, take another out lap, because second lap tyres will be pretty worn. So one more out lap. How much time do I have? 4 minutes. I will have enough time. Right, so that's all good so far. Yeah, no, I'm happy with the lap time. I mean, there's always room for improvement. There was a few places I was a bit off, but that first sector was very clean, which all the way up to just after this corner, I was very clean. So that should be a good quality lap. Right, what have I missed? Yes, Josh, you have to buy every car and track. Although when you get your subscription, which is another fee in iRacing, which is, oh, I can't remember off the top of my head, but you do have to pay a subscription fee to have iRacing. With the base fee, you do get a fairly, I don't know, it's not huge, but you get a selection of free cars and tracks. But if you do want to start getting into iRacing long term, there's going to be a lot more cars and tracks to buy, which can get very expensive. Let's just say you're going to be spending probably more than $500 if you're going to get into iRacing long term. Oh, missed the corner. Damn it. Oh, nah. It's gonna be hard to recover from this lap so far. Ah, I've touched the wall. That's lap over. Got a 0x, which automatically means lap done. Lap invalid. And I would not... Oh, yeah, I would have had another attempt after that, but I wouldn't have had enough time to complete another lap. So, that is my quali session over, but with a 136.8, I'm quite confident with that. We have Tim Vaughan here in second. I can't view him because we're in a lone quali session. Tim Vaughan with a 37.4, so right now I have a gap of about 6/10, which is actually a lot bigger than I expected. But our turnout is rather small today, unfortunately. We are missing Stefan Bull, who was the one I was battling with last time around at Interlagos. He won the heat race. Yeah, it is really expensive, Josh. And then you obviously have the repeating subscription fee. So it can be pretty pricey. But still cheaper than racing a real car. It's definitely up there. It's a great sim. Most of the time. Still things that are a bit weird here and there. But ACC is more than fine. If you're happy with GT cars and the tracks provided on ACC, then it's great. And you got things like the original Assetto Corsa. R-Factor's good, but you have to go looking for leagues if you want to race online in R-Factor, because you never find public fun races on R-Factor. And there's Automobilista too. It's also got a huge spread of content, but yeah, no, it's got a fairly popular, just casual online community as well.
There's the flag. It's over.
iRacing's going to be the most expensive one though. Right, so we're going into the heat race, which will be a 20-minute or 12-lap race, I believe. So I better put my...
Race is grading up. Good luck.
You know what, I should probably just put more fuel in the car, make it a little bit more stable. Yeah, I'm just putting extra fuel in. Why not? And there's no pit stop either. Right, well, I managed to get pole, so I'm obviously going to be happy with that. Just make sure I'm all good to go. I think I am. Yep, here we go. To the grid. Do you always tell yourself when buying a new addition to the rig it's cheaper than real racing? Yeah, it always is going to be. Anything sim racing is always going to be cheaper than sim racing. I mean, than real racing. And then you get motion simulators that bring it a little bit closer to the price of real racing, but I don't think many of us will spend all that money on motion sims, as cool as they are. Right, I need to make sure to not floor it on the start, otherwise I'm going to get my wheels spinning up. So I've got the inside line, which is definitely handy. However, if you've got nice late braking... Oh, here we go. Let me concentrate real quick. Oh, someone's jumped the start behind me.
Green flag, green flag.
There we go, that's how it's done. Nice. Alright, that's about perfect, honestly. It's that second corner you want to be on the inside for. Now, it's probably going to be quite close for a while. Let's just see how everyone does. He's just behind me here. Okay, nice clean start so far. We've had no yellow flags or safety cars being called, so I'm assuming the rest of the field's pretty clean too. Thank you, Frederick. Thanks, Josh. It was a nice start. Water right on my bottom though. Oh, I've missed the corner again. Oh, nice and close to the wall. Oh, he might have a lunge here. I don't know. Let's see. What's he gonna do? No lunge. Tiny bit of wheel spin, but it looks like he didn't have a super great exit. We've really got a big gap to P3, but it looks like things are actually going to be quite close, and he's got a lot of slipstream here. Oh, that was close. He's faster than me through there. Was it a bad idea to put extra fuel in? I don't think so. I was faster on the race fuel. Yeah, so this is a 20-minute race, and then after this we have a 45-minute race. If it stays like this, I think we're going to have a pretty close 45-minute race. Oh, he got a bit sideways as well. I had a very... I was a bit too fast into the entrance of the chicane, but he had a bit of a sloppy exit, which helped me there. Ooh, I've missed that damn corner again. Right, I need to take that one corner a bit tighter. I'm losing a lot of time there. And I can tell the rear's moving a lot as well under braking now. And under acceleration. Right, just gotta keep it clean. currently only just on my target for fuel. I mean, I've got plenty of fuel in for this race, but I'm thinking about my long race. I want to use as little fuel as I can. The less fuel I can put into the car on my pit stop in the long race, the less time I spend in the pits. It just sounds so slow going through those first two corners, and maybe I should be carrying a little bit more speed into there. He's still just there. Whoa. Okay, so I've suddenly jumped about a second ahead, so I've got a feeling, I don't think he would have got a slowdown, but he must have made a mistake for him to have lost that much time somewhere in this lap. That was a fairly good chicane. Okay, so I've got a 2-second gap now, which is nice. It gives me a little bit of breathing space. I can try actually use that for a little bit of extra fuel saving. Not that I need it, but for the next race I will. And the track is actually really hot. And I don't know, this track's got very low grip, so it's not, I assume it's not going to have a very high tyre degradation, but the tyres do still drop off quite a lot. They always do in this car.
Car 38.
Copy 38.
That's a little better. Oh wow, okay. So the gap's nearly 4 seconds now, so I've just managed to get into the flow. That's helping a lot. For me to almost be equaling my best lap time this many laps into the race is a good sign. That does show that tyre deg's fairly low on this track. I've got the car set up fairly well as well. Have any of you guys driven the iRacing V8s? It would have been nice to have the Jesus and Stephen Bull here. Would have been a nice, exciting race, I reckon, if they were. Because they've been putting up some good battles in the last few races. And Timothy Cook, he's also not here today. iRacing setups easy to find. I mean, there are places where you can get setups for free. Unfortunately, there are also a lot of groups that do charge money for their services making setups. So that will become even more expensive if you use iRacing and wanting good setups all the time. Yeah, there's definitely quite a few services that will provide setups, but they do charge a monthly subscription. For this season in the V8s that I've been running, I haven't paid any money for setups. I've just been finding some old ones from around the internet and then just doing them up myself to my liking. There are a few places here and there that you might be able to find people providing free setups. And in some cars in iRacing, setup is very important. But in more recent times, iRacing have been providing a few baseline setups for different tracks, which wasn't really a thing in the past. I think most cars have that now, actually. I think most of the open wheelers will have high downforce configurations, medium and low, but some cars also have baseline configurations for specific tracks, which is quite handy, and they're usually quite good. I think it's the IR01 F1 car on iRacing that has baseline setups for almost every track. But for less popular cars, for example the V8 that I'm driving, you're going to have a harder time trying to find setups. Even with paid services, some of them don't even do the less popular cars. Oh man, this thing is getting quite difficult to drive now when the tyres are going off. Only a couple laps left, and then we'll be into the 45-minute feature race. Vaughan's almost 10 seconds down now. Must be struggling on the tyres. Definitely not my favourite combination of race cars and tracks. It's very difficult, it requires a lot of concentration. I actually thought Interlagos was going to be tricky, but that was one of the easier combinations I've driven this season. So just 2 laps to go. After this league, I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing in terms of racing on the channel. It does sound like OOR is going to continue iRacing series, so we'll have to see what comes up next. But on other sims, I'm not entirely sure yet. Oh, got a bit hot into there. One more lap to go. I know F1 2021's coming out. That could be a bit of fun. I had a few ideas for that. Could do some content on that, maybe a bit of racing. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm not entirely sure just yet. And nothing new's come out on ACC in any recent times. So I haven't really been interested in that. Is there any news of any new ACC content coming anytime soon?
Copy 13.
Can't any back in front, mate.
No problem, man. All good.
Final lap of the 20-minute race. Damn, that gap, I built it up to nearly 15 seconds. He was holding on very strongly in the first few laps of the race. Oh wow, the rear's very unstable now. Yeah, so for the gap to become that big, I can only think that he's just, whatever, maybe the setup he's on has been really harsh on the tyres. Or maybe he's made a couple mistakes, I'm not entirely sure. Awesome, I managed to survive the heat race. So that's 12 laps of this track. Now we're going to do another 27 after this. That should be P1, that's nice. Cool. Alright, so give it a few minutes for the others to finish. And then we'll be into the feature race. So Vaughan finished about 14 seconds or so behind. Then we have Adrian Stefan here in P3. He wasn't actually too far behind Vaughan. And then we have the rest of the field coming in. Alright, let's hop back to the pits. Cool, so has anyone finished yet? I don't actually know. We have a few drivers still going. We have Keen still coming through the final chicane. A couple curb hops, and he's on his way to the finish line. Susanna here, still coming up to the final chicane. How can he do the curbs? Not too hard over them. Nice and sensible. Corey, where is he? Oh, it's actually kind of close back here. Proctor and Corey coming to the final chicane. I don't think there's going to be any position changes though. They exit the final corner and they're on their way to the finish line. Where's Bleakley? Bleakley seems to have missing a front bumper, and that's the end of the session. I think they ran over the overtime. Right, so now we've got a 5-minute warm up before the feature race. I'm going to pop on my full race fuel setup. Is that all good to go? Yep, that's all ready. Well, let me set up my pit stops here. Let me check how much. I think it's 20 litres I need to add.
Okay, punch it.
Add 22. And I can judge that later in the race. Fast repair. Right. Okay, cool. I think I'm all good to go. Thanks, Dad. Not too long and we'll get back into the racing. Complete corner cut. Oh wow, I can feel the grip again. Gee, the thing turns a lot more now. Hey Blood, how was the... Did you see... What was it? Was it dinner or was it breakfast? I forgot which one. The tyres don't actually want to spin out of that hairpin anymore. It's actually got grip. Oh, your dinner. Hey, David. So, Blood, I think you just missed out on the first race. Managed to come home in P1. But that was the heat race. Now we're going to do the feature race, the longer race. Ah yes, you're in Australia. Not too far behind us in New Zealand. Thank you. Yeah, it was actually very close for a good few laps, and then Tim Vaughan behind me ended up dropping off quite a lot in second. Oh, it's alright. It's good to see you back though. It's only a minute left and then it should be time to get on the grid for race 2. I'm just in a warm-up right now, warm-up session. Completely cut that corner. Right, let's go back to the pits. So basically, like the Austrian Grand Prix. Well, no, I didn't go into distance instantly. It was definitely quite close for a good 4 or 5 laps, and then I'm not sure what it was, whether it was P2 struggling on tires, or he had some damage, or he made a mistake, but he ended up dropping back quite quickly after 5 laps or so. Okay, we should be racing in a minute. Yep. Let's get on the grid. Double checking my fuel. That's all good to go. Okay, is the pit stop set up? No, it's not. It's reset everything.
Okay, feature race is gridding up. Good luck.
Right, I
And
think
we
I'm all good.
have noted those 2 incidents from the heat.
Yeah, it did end up being quite a lonely race in the second half, that's for sure. But here we go. We've got to start again, and let's see how this one turns out. Thanks, Dad. Good to see you watching too. I'm always looking around for the webcam because I keep forgetting where I put it. It's right up there. Thanks, Blood. Any second now. Thank you, Meatbag. Said 59 seconds when I joined the grid or so. I'm pretty sure a minute's up by now. I think it's when every car's joined on the grid we get underway. Thank you, David. Hopefully it'll be a nice clean race like the last one. This one has a pit stop though, so that could change a lot of things. Pitting around the 22-minute mark. What's half of 27? Around 13 to 14, so maybe lap 14 I'll take the pit. Okay, here we go. Oh, I got wheel spin. Let's try hold it in second. No, it's not going to happen. Ooh. That's going to knock away my P3 as well. Well, that's what happens sometimes. I was really worried about that wheel spin, because this track's got such low grip. Even with the tiniest of acceleration inputs, that's what can happen apparently. Right, well I've got work to do now. Almost exactly what happened the first race of Interlagos last time. Oh, got in the grass. Right. At the moment got P3 back, but that may not stay. He's right behind me. Okay, now just got to get back into the rhythm. But that's the one thing about iRacing that's a bit funky, is the tyre model. Now, in the event you get a tiny little bit of wheel spin, the tyres seem to melt. So, for example, if you do get any wheel spin at all at the start of or when you're putting off the line. Oh, there goes Bailey. That's one more position, but unfortunately it's taken away some of the battle. But yes, if you get any wheel spin at all in iRacing, your tyre's going to be quite useless for a few seconds after that. So even though I got wheel spin, I knew I got wheel spin, I pulled off the throttle and I gently put it back on, the wheels keep spinning. Whereas in almost any other sim that doesn't really happen. if you pull off the throttle when you've got wheel spin, you let the tyres settle. If you gradually put the throttle back on, usually it'll give you the grip that you should have had if you didn't get wheel spin. The tyres are extremely sensitive in iRacing. So I knew the moment I got wheel spin on the start, I was probably going to lose a position or two, and I lost 3. Thankfully getting back 2, but now I've got a bit of work to do to catch back up to Vaughn, who had a splendid start, I must say. I must have just punched the throttle a tiny bit too much when the lights went out. Now going by the last race, Vaughn's very quick in the first part of the race. He was definitely...
38.
He was quicker than me through some of the first corners of the lap. You don't have the specs to run it. iRacing isn't actually that difficult to run. If you can run ACC, you should quite easily be able to run iRacing. But other than that, yeah, it is very pricey getting all the content for the game. The thing is, you don't have to buy all of the content. You can choose what you buy. But you do end up having to buy a lot of tracks. If you choose a car, you're gonna have to buy the tracks that the car races on. Okay, so I've been fairly clean ever since the start, where things weren't so good. Starting to pull in that gap again. Hopefully not do what Bailey did in the second lap, I think that was. We looped it around the corner down here. There are free tracks and cars though, that's right. With the free cars and tracks, the most popular car, if you're going to do road racing like this, circuit racing, the most popular cars you're going to see is probably the Mazda MX-5 Cup
Copy 13.
and the Formula V, which is actually a new car. Not too quick, but plenty of people race them around free tracks as well. There's also oval racing, dirt oval racing, and also rallycross. That's an iRacing, so if that's your thing, you can get involved with that. Oh, I've had a much better run. Is it enough? We've had a few people leave the session, so with the low attendance that we had at the start, it's even lower now. Ooh, I had a nasty exit, but Vaughn had an even worse exit. I wonder if what I did put him off. Maybe. Oh, but deep. Managed to get back to P1 though. It is getting to that 5 lap mark, so I think I might have a little bit more pace around here. He seems to be super quick in the first few laps. And after a little while, I managed to get that pace back. Zachary Smith's not too far behind though, he's in P3. I wonder where Jared Bailey fell back to. He's sitting in 6th. You've raced the Mazda Cup on ACC? Yeah, I mean on AC. Yeah, it's a great car. Also H shifter. So it's a little bit different from your usual cars you see nowadays. Just all pedal shifter or automatic. I mean, you don't really get automatic in the racing scene. But it's rare you find a good 8-shifter car these days. Oh boy, where's Vaughan gone? He's not in P2 anymore. What happened? Did he spin? Vaughan's back in P3 and he's 5 seconds, but he's only just behind P2, so he must have got a little bit sideways or something. Either that or he's got himself a slowdown penalty for cutting a corner. You also don't mind the Porsche Cup cars on ACC. I've always enjoyed that Porsche Cup. However, the Porsche Cup on iRacing is a death machine. It just wants to kill you on every opportunity it gets. Gosh, I could be taking the chicane a lot faster than I have been. Just need to be more confident and throw the car through there. You think it changed on iRacing? What changed in iRacing? Forgot what I said before. Was it something about the Mazda? The MX-5 gears. Is it sequential now? I've not driven it in a long time, so I'm not sure. Oh yeah, those tyres are spinning up very easily out of that hairpin now. Okay, so, ooh, something else has happened to Vaughan because now he's nearly 10 seconds behind. That gap's growing very quickly. Or maybe he has some damage. I'm really looking forward to that new Porsche Cup to come into sim racing. It's meant to be like a quicker version of the last generation Porsche Cup. And more stable. Yet you can still smash curbs with it, which is one of the coolest things about that car. And it sounds awesome. Oh boy. Let's calm the thing down.
Copy 3.
Yeah, the 2021 Porsche Cup, that thing's awesome. should probably try taking second gear out of this hairpin. Yeah, the grip's better, the less torque coming out of there if I just slam it into second gear and floor it. The gap's quite healthy at the moment though. I don't know what happened to Vaughn. Yeah, the sound of those Porsches are so good. It's so rare that you come across a good sounding race car in 2021. Nice to see some virtual racing. Yeah. How long has it been since we raced here in F1? I know it was cancelled last year, so it would have been 2019 that they last raced here. It's a cool track. I can't deny that. One thing I want to know is, do they race anything else at this track other than F1? Surely they do. They can't just have this thing sitting around here year long without race cars pushing it around the walls and the curbs. Random question, but am I still thinking of having mods for the streams? Since last time I completely forgot about that, but you're right, I do need to chuck Nightbot out the window and probably add some mods. Yeah, I think I should do that. Nightbot's a little bit too naughty to be a mod. Okay, in about 3 laps I'm going to take the pits. Too deep. Well, okay, so Tim Vaughan's got himself back into P2. That gap has significantly increased though. Super sketchy coming out of there. So I'm wondering, did Zachary Smith make a mistake for him to have dropped back that much now? I can't tell, I obviously can't see them. The gap's big, that's all I can tell from here. The 11 plus, yeah. It's a good gap. So I should be quite safe for the pit stop, I don't have to go too aggressive on refueling. I can add as much as I need to safely. I'm surprised I didn't get a 1x there. I put a lot of wheel over that curb and grass. It's a biking open space now, no cars permitted. I'll read more of that in a sec. You might go there with your bike to study the track for sim racing. Good idea. Absolutely, take your bike here if you can. I think that'd be a pretty entertaining experience if you can do that. Should have more events for cars. Yeah, I think it'd be quite good to see more cars coming around this track. It's a challenging track, that's for sure. Right, still a couple more laps to go. I can't help but be disappointed at the low turnout though. We could have had so many more people to race with today. They're just not here, they're just not coming to the races. There is a bit of traffic coming up. We have Lock just a couple seconds up the road. Okay, I need to start taking that corner a little bit tighter. I've been missing the apex every time for the last few laps. Nightbot's got real drinking issues, I can't deny that. It seems to be that way. Always doing what it wants. I need to screw up the chicane a little bit more now, I'm taking a bit too straight. Okay, I'm going to put on the next lap. I've missed a few comments. You can go for a drive around Bathurst on normal day. Yeah, I've heard about that. When not in use. Problem is you have to do 60 k's per hour. Well, that spoils it a little bit. But at least you get to see the place. Got 2 to 3 tenths on the pack in sector 1. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you. So that gap is sitting around 11 seconds. It's been there for a little while, so Vaughan's starting to hold on to it now. Oh, got a little bit deep. Okay, I wanted to put it on this lap. At least iRacing is more popular than ACC on the Xbox. There's only like 30 people online, ouch. Well, ACC should be more popular on PC than that, so... I think in general, sim racing is a bit more popular on the PC. But yeah, there's a huge population on iRacing. Even on the PC though, ACC isn't super popular, and I don't know. You depending on time of day. I mean, for us in New Zealand and Australia, It's always hard for us to find populated lobbies in pretty much any sim. Alright, I'm gonna pop it into the pits. I don't actually know where the speed limit sign is. I should have worked that out earlier. Right, I'm all good. What's my fuel usage been like? It's been pretty good. Yeah, I'm all good. You think NASCAR came here at some point? Oh wow, I don't know about that. 2012. Cool. Just gotta be ready for the car to drop, and I'll be on my way again. And I think I'm in some nice, healthy, clean space. Nice. So I've got a couple cars just up the road. That shouldn't be too much of an issue for me. I don't think I'll lose too much time because they'll be coming in the pits fairly soon. Oh, I've got grip again. New tyres. Yeah, we're lucky with the Assetto Corsa with all the modding capabilities. So many different tracks you can drive on there. And cars. You can drive almost anything you wanna. Even shopping carts and toilets. Modding teams are pretty crazy these days. But then you also get very detailed GT3 cars and Le Mans prototypes. Almost any type of car you can think of you'll find as a mod on AC. Most you see an ACC lobby at one time is about 3. Yeah, the best thing you can really do is if you want to find some good populated racing is to join some leagues. That is loud. I couldn't hear anything for a second there. I'll have to check that in a moment. Oh, hold on. Thank you. Is it Eddie Kawa? I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but I really appreciate that. That is exactly why that really loud noise just played through my ears. Thank you. I mean that. Goodness me, that was loud. Yeah, lawn mowers and couches, you can find anything, you can drive it on AC. Gosh, I'm distracted now, that thing was so loud. I'll be okay, I've still got a big gap. Gee, only 2x in this length of a race, I'm quite happy with that. I don't want to jinx it, but one thing I'm quite proud of is that I haven't hit a wall in either of my races so far. I really hope I haven't jinxed that now. You are in a league. Oh well, yeah, well that's great then. If you can get into leagues, you're almost always going to find racing. Yeah, well that's good to hear. But yeah, for sure. If you live near the track, definitely go put your bike around it, do some laps. If you wanna, you can join a. I mean, our Discord's pretty dead, but if you want to, you could join our Discord server and you could throw some pictures of your experience up on there. I think that'd be quite cool. Alright, so we're lap 17 and there's another 10 laps to go. I've got a nice healthy lead Just got to keep it this way, keep it off the walls. So Vaughan's 15 seconds behind. Where is what's his name? Zachary Smith, because he was in second and also third for a little while. But I don't even see him now. He must have had a bad pit stop or something. So now we have Jared Bailey back in P3. He's 28 seconds down. He's the driver who was P2 for a little while on the first lap, but then he looped it around on the second lap and I managed to get my P2 back after that. Usually the lobbies are full on testing days. Well, there you go, that sounds like a good group to get involved with. Nice full lobbies of racing. Oh boy, I hit the throttle a little bit too hard there. As soon as you get out of rhythm in this car, you really have to settle the car back down before you can pick up the pace again, because as soon as you get off the line, the racing line, it's just so hard to get it back if you're trying to push. Zachary Smith's in P4. He's only just behind P3, so I'm sure there's going to be an interesting battle going on there for a while. Still yet to get this final chicane done perfectly. Not perfect, but it was alright. I want to try to put some really good laps together. Yeah, thank you again, Edikawa, and take care at work. Hope your day's great. Unfortunately, this has become a bit more of a boring, empty race for us here. I thought it would be a lot closer after what happened at the start. I lost a lot of positions. But again, the wheels spun up. Oh no! I followed him right off of the track there. Main thing is that we didn't have contact. It's funny that it can happen though. I felt like I broke at a normal spot. Obviously I didn't. And off we go. No contact though, we're alright. Vaughan's brought that gap down. I mean, I did go off the track on that last lap. That's probably why he's brought that gap down a little bit in that lap. Into us. Yeah, I mean, I could have kept going to the right, but no, I think I would have gone into him, so I had to just pull to the left and go around him. Ooh, gee, the car felt really strange coming into the hairpin there. Started having a really weird over-rotation. Had to catch a bit of oversteer to prevent myself from looping around. Hey Blood, you're back again. I can't afford too many more things like that, otherwise this gap will quite quickly decrease and Vaughn will be right behind me again. Oh, I got a 1x from coming across the grass there. That feels a little bit better. The Supercars Esports series. You mean the one, the series with the actual drivers? I didn't watch too much of that. I watched a couple of the races. Some of them are very chaotic. But that, you know, they actually released their setups online somewhere, and that's actually for some of the tracks I've been racing on this season. I've been using some of the E series setups. But with modifications to suit my driving. Yeah, but that was pretty cool. I mean, it's always kind of exciting when you get all the real drivers on board with this sort of thing. And then you sort of get to see who's the best of the best on an equal playing field. Because nobody has mechanical advantages unless you have an amazing setup. Which, I've gone a bit deep in. I need to go a little bit slower into that corner because I've been going quite wide through there quite often, frequently. But yeah, in these cars, setup doesn't gain you a huge amount of lap time. However, it could probably help you in the long run in terms of tyre saving. In previous races in this league, I haven't been running super high camber just to try keep the tyres alive longer. In this race, however, I have got quite a lot of camber on the car, but the tyres still seem to be holding up okay. Oh yeah, that's right, Lando got involved with it as well. Yeah, that was last year already. Wow, time flies. I wonder if they're ever going to do something like that again. They probably just don't have the time for it because they've got the real life season all steam ahead. So there's no time for anything virtual now. Maybe in the off season. No, I'm still going way too deep into that corner. It's the one corner I'm having a problem with at the moment. And Vaughan's still holding that gap, so he's not close enough to be able to challenge at this point. But he's got decent pace. That one corner though, I really need to start braking earlier, because if I go too deep and I spin on that grass, and then straight away there's the lead gone. Still got 3 more laps to go. Ooh, I was just about to start getting better at the chicane, then I go get oversteer and exit. They still do it with the iRacing aliens. Oval racing. I remember watching Lando and some of them doing some in Indianapolis at some point on iRacing. Haven't seen too much of that lately though. Ooh, what happened there? That's the exact thing I need to try avoid. What the heck happened there? Did I brake on the grass? Alright, well, I gotta avoid that again. Didn't actually seem to hurt my... I only lost about 2 seconds from that, thankfully. And now I'm not concentrating. That's gonna be a slowdown. Great, I need to start concentrating because I'm falling apart really quickly and I'm really tired as well. I'm going to be going to bed shortly after this. Only 2 laps left. I think I need to put that brake bias a little bit more forwards. It's super sketchy under braking. Gosh, whenever I turn in, it just wants to kill me. Right, one more lap after this, then I can finally take a break. Then I took part in the virtual Indy 500 and almost won. Oh yeah, no, I remember that story. Yeah. Oh gosh, it keeps happening now. What's going on? Every time I apply the brakes, the thing just wants to kill me. What is that? Well, I'm gonna have to brake really, really early and really softly into like every corner now. This is the last lap, so at least it's not that long I have to put up with it for. That's rather spooky. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's gonna be super gentle on the brakes. Might be the tyres, however I've only been running on them for about the same length as I have been in the heat race, because I did take tyres in the pit stop. Unless I didn't. Maybe I didn't take tyres in my pit stop. That could be why I'm struggling in the braking zones. Okay, I'm gonna have to be super careful to this one. This is the heaviest braking zone of the track. Right, hasn't killed me. I'm alive, I've got one more braking zone. This is where it killed me the last time, or it almost killed me. And that's probably one of the other things I must point out. On iRacing, the braking, the feeling of braking and how the car behaves under braking is probably completely different to how it does on other simulators. Not necessarily for a bad reason, but it just feels different, and this is one of those things. Like, I don't actually know why a car's behaving the way it is right now, but I'm glad I managed to finish the race without putting it in the wall. Right, that's P1, so after all that drama, I'm actually quite happy to be still P1. Vaughan was only about 4 seconds behind in the end. Oh. I actually wouldn't mind looking at that moment in the replay, just to see what happened. Alright, what's happening back here in P3? P3 is already finished. Where's P4? P4 is... oh no, sorry, P3 has still got to cross the line. Joe Bailey in P3, he's hitting the brakes. Okay, we got... he's crossed the line, Zachary Smith in P4, and we have... oh, we got a close battle back here. There's this P6 and P5. Let's see what these guys do into the last chicane. Is there going to be a position swap for the final, or in the final lap for P5 and P6? I don't think so, but let's have a look. Oh, they're close. They are very close. Oh, and P6 is at a good exit. It's going to be very close, but I don't think he's going to manage to get past.
Good race, honey.
Yeah, nice and close finish. That's what we like to see. And I think... oh no, he's going to keep it. I don't think anyone else is too close, no. So I think everybody else where they are now is where they'll finish. I'm going to quickly take a look at what happened into that chicane on that one lap. Was it this lap? For those heading off, thank you for joining. We'll catch you again in 2 weeks at Road America. Now, what happened here? I was braking in a straight line. You know what? I might have got in the grass.
Alrighty, thanks for that, guys. Catch you around. And the incidents for the feature have been noted as well. We will post those when we can.
The only thing that would make obvious sense to me is that I could have caught the grass. That's the wrong thing. Let's move down a little bit. Right, let's see. Slow motion. Did I brake on the grass? Yes, yes I did. So that's what got me sideways the first time. I mean the second time, and I think it was what got me sideways the first time as well. It's funny that though, because I didn't do that once during practice, and then 2 times right near the end of the race I do that, which is actually one of the last things you want to be doing. But yeah, didn't put it in the wall. That wasn't too bad. It's okay. I haven't actually done that yet, so good thing I get that over with now. Hopefully won't be doing that again in future races. But anyway, that's a wrap for Canada. And I can be happy with that. 2 P1s. Managed to qualify P1 as well. But I can't help but be a bit frustrated that our turnout is very low. Only, was it 14 or 15 people that turned up to race today? 13. And the fact that 2 of them didn't even finish. Yeah, 2 of them didn't even finish the race. We only had 11 finishes in the race. That's a little bit disappointing. The fact that we had 60 plus people sign up for the league. Hopefully we'll have more turn up in 2 weeks. If not, we're just going to have to deal with this for the rest of this league. I think the thing is, with these cars, these V8 supercars, they're probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest type of car to drive. Because they've got lock diff, they've got so much power, and not a huge amount of grip. And I think a lot of people, with this being a New Zealand / Aussie based league, oh blood, you could join this league. Well, not necessarily just list the league, you could join the group. They're an Aussie based group. Well, unless you're already in it. But anyway, yeah, I think a lot of people join the league thinking, oh, V8 supercars. Since it's Aussie NZ, it's a big thing for us. But they didn't really drive the cars first to realize how difficult they were to drive. And that's probably why we've had a massive attendance drop off over the league's time. So anyway, 2 more races to go. Thank you all for joining. And yeah, thank you to Eddie Kawa again. I know he's headed off now, but that donation, I really appreciate it. But yeah, I think I'll call it a day there. We already know the results. You can see them. Oh, you should be able to see them on the screen. I managed to get P1, Tim Vaughan in P2, Jared Bailey P3, Zachary Smith P4, Haney Corey in P5, Chris Bleakley in P6. That was a very close battle towards the end there. Matthew Keane P7, Jack Dalcini P8, Andrew Proctor P9, and we'll just round it off with the top 10. And yeah, Anthony Sana P10 and Michael Locke in P11. The other 2 did not finish the race. Righto, I will still be leading the championship. Stefan Bull was in P2 and he didn't race today, so he'll be falling back in the standings. So again, frustrating. This league has fallen apart a little bit, but we'll finish it off, hopefully with a bang. Cool. Where is... There we go. I find myself a little bit of a better camera angle to finish the stream off with. That will do. I need to get rid of that annoying thing on the side. Righto guys, we'll catch you around again in 2 weeks. Sorry if today was a little bit boring. I'm a bit frustrated myself, like I say, the lack of attendance. But we'll come back next week, second week from now at Road America. And other than that, I don't think we've got... Actually, in 2 weeks, I'm just trying to think. I think the weekend before the next race, I'll be doing the 24 Hours of Spa on iRacing with my team of CSAM, Jake Moore, and I forgot his last name, sorry. Zach, I forgot his last name. Etia, I hope I said that right. We'll be racing 24 Hours of Spa, and we're going to be driving in the BMW, the new M4 GT3. So hopefully we'll have a bit of fun there. That's always fun doing endurance races. So if you're around on Saturday, it'll be New Zealand Saturday night, Sunday morning through 24 hours. We're going to be doing the Spa race. See you then. And for now, goodbye and take care. See you next time, blood. Right, see you guys. Take care.